Welcome to this lockdown lunch recipe cook-along. So today we've got a chicken, chorizo and sweet potato pan fry. So we've got the chicken, chorizo, sweet potato, a red onion and some cavolo nero. So first off what we'll do is we'll start with the sweet potato because we need to get that cooking. We're actually going to microwave that to begin with. We'll start by just quickly peeling the potato. You don't have to peel it if you like the skin, then feel free to leave the skin on. So we'll just quickly whiz around it with a speed peeler. Just cut off those end bits. And then with the sweet potato what we're going to do is we're going to do it into some quite fine dice. So as always with your knife, make sure that you keep your fingers nice and clear from the blade, keeping your fingers tucked behind when you're using the fingers as a guide. And we'll cut it into slices. And once we've got those slices, we can put them together and we can cut them into small cubes. So you're looking for the cubes to be somewhere around about ½ centimetre in size. Try and make them so that they're all the same size. We'll put these into a bowl. Cover them with some cling wrap. And then these can go in the microwave for about 5 minutes. So we'll whiz that up to 5 minutes. And that can sit there making the noise in the background as we get on with the rest of it. So now what we'll do, we've got our pan behind us. So if I just turn the camera around slightly, we've got our pan behind us. We'll set this on a relatively low heat, just so that it can start to warm up behind us. And first off, we'll get the chorizo. So for this we'll use about a good thumb-sized piece of chorizo. And this recipe it's for one portion. The actual recipe can be scaled up. So if you're doing it for two, just double the amount. And we're going to be doing it all in the one pan, so it keeps that washing up down to a minimum. So the chorizo is cut into small cubes. You'll see they're a similar kind of size to the size that we did the sweet potato. So it keeps everything that kind of same size. That can go in the pan behind us and start to release those oils from the chorizo. So with the red onion, what we'll do is we're going to cut the onion in half around the equator. So rather than root to tip, we'll do it around the equator of the onion. And we'll peel the onion. If we can get the skin off. Put the heel of the knife in there just to... There we go. I don't know about you, but I hate peeling onions. There we go. Skin away, we don't want any onion skin in. So with the onion, we cut it through the equator, and now we'll do thin slices going down. And again, with the knife skills, go as fast as you can, as fast as you're comfortable. It's not necessarily about speed, it's about cooking the dish nicely. So with this, we're only going to need about half of this. So we're using half an onion, but only about half of this is going to go into the pan. With the other half, what we'll do is we'll create a quick pickle whilst everything else is cooking with the other half. So with half of it, we can go into the pan behind us. And with the other half, we'll get a little bowl. I can go in a bowl with some white wine vinegar. So you want to just cover it with the white wine vinegar. And a little pinch of salt in there as well. Get a spoon. So that's purely just the onion and the vinegar. That can sit there pickling at the back whilst we get on with the rest of the dish. So the sweet potato's got a minute to go in the microwave. And if I just turn you around this way, in the pan behind us, we've got the chorizo and the onion starting to fry off. You can see that the chorizo is releasing that oil. You've got that paprika smell coming out of the pan all nicely. Put that back on the heat. And we'll start with the chicken. So what I'm going to do with this, I'm going to do my best to not get chicken on my hands. So if I just get a fork out my drawer, just so that I can hold the chicken. And what we're going to do is we're going to cut the chicken into cubes. And these cubes are going to be slightly bigger than the cubes that we did with the potatoes and the chorizo. So we don't want everything to be all the same size, because that would be a bit boring as a dish. We want a little bit of difference, a bit of texture. So cutting the chicken into cubes. And we'll open the microwave before it tells us again that it's finished. And we're done with the knife, so we'll put that in for washing up. Now with the sweet potato, be ultra careful here because it will be hot. Just bring that out. Just check on your chorizo and your onions. And what we can do at this stage here actually is, if I turn the camera around, we can take our chicken and we can put our chicken into the pan. And then the chickeny board and the fork, that again can go towards the washing up. Give this a quick stir around. And back across here, we've got our sweet potato. It's quite hot, so if you need to use a knife for this, then to pierce the cling film, then absolutely do that. Be careful of the steam coming off. So what we have there is our sweet potato it's not completely cooked, but it's definitely kind of 90% there. It's softened down. So what we can do, that's still a bit hot, is we can take this and we'll put this into the pan as well. And now it's a case of just making sure that we cook this all through, cook the chicken all the way through, and it's going to be absolutely fantastic. So whilst that's cooking there, let me just take this opportunity to remind you that these lunchtime lockdown recipes, I'm going to be releasing these every Tuesday and Thursday for the foreseeable future. And the aim is to be able to help you guys to be able to create some routine in your life, have a lunch in the middle of your day which you deserve to have, making sure that you can keep your energy levels up throughout the day. And as well, hopefully along the way you can learn something, you can adapt, you can develop your skills, and through that you'll become the best home cook that you can be. So don't forget to keep turning the chicken every now and again, just to make sure that we can get that cooked all the way through. And we're just a couple of minutes off on that, so let's turn our attention back to the pickle. So you can see with the pickle it's only been in there for a couple of minutes, but it's already started to turn the vinegar a bit pink. And if we just try a piece, it's really sharp with that vinegar. It's still got a crunch of the onion, and it's really nice. It'll go really well on top of the dish as a bit of a freshener, just to bring that zing. So remember to keep stirring the pan every now and again, making sure that nothing sticks. And if you need to check whether the chicken's done, what you can do, I'll bring this across onto the board so that you can see. You can do this in the pan. So with your wooden spoon, you can just take one of the pieces of chicken and you can cut it in half with your wooden spoon, just to see inside whether it's done. And we can see here it's very nearly done. It's still got just a little bit to go. So whilst that's finishing off, we'll get our plate ready. So I'm using a pasta bowl for this plating actually, but you can use any plate that you want. Try and keep the plate proportional to the size of meal that you're eating. So you don't want to have a massive 12 or 13 inch plate for a small lunch dish. Similar, you don't want to have a really small bowl, so you wouldn't serve in a really small bowl with it mounded up. It wouldn't be as appetizing. So a nice pasta bowl for this dish. What I'd nearly forgotten about was the cavolo nero. Luckily it only takes a couple of seconds to do. So what we'll do is I'll move the camera across, and with the cavolo nero it has a stalk going right down the very centre. So what we'll do is we'll just rip this in pieces, which are maybe 2 or 3 centimetres long. So we're keeping the leaf, we're discarding the stalk. And I'll quickly run down this one as well. And give that a stir through. So with this, the cavolo nero is optional. That's partly why I'd forgotten to put it in. You could substitute it with spinach or some cabbage, whether that's frozen spinach or if you've got fresh baby leaf spinach. You could just finish the dish with some rocket over the top rather than putting it through the hot pan. This is one of those dishes where you can manipulate some of the ingredients, change them up, make it your own dish, and even have a different dish a number of times a week using the same kind of core ingredients. So now this is done, I'll turn the heat off and I'll come across to plate up, and we're simply going to put this into the dish, scraping the bottom to get some of those crispy gnarly bits. And that is our finished dish. So we've got chicken, chorizo, sweet potato with cavolo nero. Don't forget the pickled onions that we've done, which we can take just a small handful, and we can just arrange those on top. And what the pickled onions do is they really help to cut through the dish, brighten it up, give it that zinginess, and make it extra delicious. So there we have it, chicken, sweet potato and chorizo. Let me know how you get on. You can find me on Instagram at revive_cooking. Tag me in any photos, use the hashtag #ReviveCooking. Let me know how you're getting on. And if you want to know when the next recipe is being uploaded, it'll be every Tuesday and Thursday, but make sure that you subscribe and you hit that bell icon to get those notifications of when that next video goes live.